All right, boys. So we already know, we are excited, we are hype. The next festival is coming up, and a lot of people are wondering, yo, Marilli, what do you think is going to be the next festival? Now, low key, the devs have been giving us pretty much a little bit of hints on what could be the collab could be with these teasers. Like right now, we got a teaser with this in terms of the soundtrack for the next anniversary. You hear it a little bit. Lower this down, but the copyrights gets me. And then boom, you have this girl pretty much singing. Now, if you don't know who this woman is, from what people have been telling me, this woman is this is Deanne's voice actor, Aoyuki. And if you don't know, she is a Japanese singer and voice actress. So again, she is also a singer. And again, you might know her from playing Froppy, Madoka, and then, you know, you got Tornado of Terror and One Punch Man. But you can see she is a singer and voice actress. So they are having Deanne's voice actor sing for the anniversary. All right. That's why you see it right here. Pretty much, you know, going to the booth, spitting some hot rhymes. And if you don't know, pretty much the song is called Memory of Sunflowers. Now you may be asking yourself, really, what does that mean? And you can see down below, it says Memory of Sunflowers. And guess who has a sunflower? You guessed it. It is King. Which kind of lets you already know that the next festival will be a duo, Deanne and King. Are you excited? Are you hype? I am also. And again, we already knew this was going to be a thing from the, I think it was like the second teaser where I dropped a video discussing it. I don't know if I can find it, but it was one of these teasers where they pretty much just show you in terms of a vague image out of nowhere. I think it's this one. Yeah, it's this one. And you see the pictures of King and Deanne both together. And again, this is the only thing we was pretty much gotten that was like a decent hint. Everything else was pretty much trash hints. But this kind of let's just confirm that the festival is going to be a Deanne and King, which I'm actually surprised they did such a obvious hint at the first thing. Just because again, with the devs, they do the most vague hints possible, and it'd be almost impossible for us to figure out what the festival could be. Like literally has to be hinted or leaked the next festival. But yeah, you can see. And then also the anniversary was called Garden Party. All right, who don't want to be talking about some gardens? All right, it's goddamn King. All right, so it just lets you know that it was going to be something involving King or even Deanne, and that's what you came to the conclusion that it was going to be a duo festival, King and Deanne. Now the one thing is, what we gotta do now is speculate now on what do we think the character will do, and we have the server to do so, as we have the leak server. All right, so they here with the beta leaks, boys, so you already know, take this with a grain of salt. All right, this is just a discussion thing. So we have the potential of Deanne and King and Deanne festival and what they could do. So they say dual King and Deanne, and the attribute could be light or blue. Light or blue. And the race is fairy / giant, which makes sense because they both together. And the description of the unit, the dual King and Deanne will be a tanky yet offensive unit that heavily supports Giants race and Fairy race. In the passive, accumulate damage and get stronger the more they get hit. Kind of like what we've seen with what's that character, Red Deanne? So sometimes what we've seen with like Meliodas and Ellie, they kind of take a little bit of parts of older versions of each other's characters and kind of puts them all in together, kind of make a new variation. So this is obviously from the Red Deanne that they trying to accumulate the damage, and then you'll be able to hit a lot harder. And accumulated damage taken will turn into a permanent damage buff. Okay, kind of like what Red Deanne was kind of doing. That's why you see like the little small pebble rocks gets bigger and bigger, because that kind of signifies the cumulative damage. The damage they deal with creates some sort of protection for allies. I'm assuming that's part of Kings. Then you know how Green King had like those shields and stuff like that. So I don't know if that's gonna be like something like where it's a talent for that, but we'll have to see. And a built-in stance taunt that reduces damage taken for allies. Again, those are like the DNs. Again, if you don't know, all the DNs usually feature, or the more important DNs feature like a taunt or stance. You got the red, green, giant DNs, and you also got the green small DN has a taunt, and they're going to be an ult, do passive mechanic regarding the ability to remove damage or buffs from an enemy. Now that would be trash. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like if anything with the passive has to be duper line where you're able to like remove buffs. Because everybody been complaining about obviously the Hell team, because the Hell team is literally broken. A lot of players been complaining about the Hell team and how annoying it is to face them. So they want like a very good buff removal character. Again, most players like myself would just use Rumor and just call it a day. But yeah, they want a better, newer character, obviously. And they will be able to petrify. Now again, that's a king thing. And the applicable allies would be Sins, Furies, and Giants. Makes sense. I don't know if Sins will get anything, because we've seen it with Marilli, where Sins didn't really get anything but be able to proc the talent to get the shield. We'll have to see though. Because usually those characters where you have duo characters, you kind of want to lean towards the more forgotten races, or the races that they are tied to, which is Furies and Giants. Sins usually just be able to like proc the taunt. Or not proc the taunt, proc the talents. But we'll see what talent they get, right? Or if they even buff Sins. I guess they wouldn't mind buffing Sins, because Sins is kind of like a dead team. For every fairy ally, their stats / damage will increase. Yeah, okay. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're gonna get something for fairies. Instead, for every giant ally, defensive stats / HP increases. That's kind of mid. So you know giants ain't gonna be used with this team. Pollen Garden that creates King Pollen Garden and around the allies to protect them, giving a new protection buff. Okay, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, if it's gonna be applicable to Sins, I'm assuming the talent will be able to apply to Sins. So that means that they're gonna get the protection buff. Now we don't know what the protection buff will be. Again, is it gonna be something as broken as Elizabeth's shield, or even stronger? Because again, the one issue in PvP that a lot of players have is that characters like the Millums, the Hells, even Merlin can just blast you first turn usually when given the chance. So having a shield to protect you would be kind of clutch, especially if you can like nullify all that damage. And then you have single target attack that's a mix of pulverize and pierce. Okay, makes sense. And an AoE debuff with either ult control / infect. Infect. I mean, infect is very valuable in PvP right now, just because again, infect is just so good, man. Infect can stop so much healing, and the Goddess team is one of those teams that's a lot more annoying with their healing. I know Fairy is also the same thing, the annoying with their healing. So being able to infect the enemy is going to be very clutch as well. But hopefully they deal damage, right? They seem like a more supportive character that you have to wait for them to like pop off. That's what I'm afraid of, right? The way this character is sounding is that it's like more so a stall character, where you like probably annoying the enemy with like petrifications and taunts, and then you're ready to build up and start to do damage, like what we've seen with Red DN. So we have to see how well that works. And then you have the ultimate, a mix between Adults King ultimate and Queen DN's ultimate. Ultimate that removes debuffs from allies, buffs from enemies, and damage them. Heals you according to the damage, which I guess makes sense, you know. We don't do combo ults no more. We do duo festivals, you know. But yeah, sounds pretty interesting sounds pretty interesting of a character. Again, I just hate the fact that it sounds like the character is more so at the beginning is gonna be more supportive in a tank character. I just hope that she will be able to protect the entire team, because that's the issue with taunt characters or, you know, defensive characters. yeah, they at the first of the turn is able to tank, but what about your allies? All right, what about the left of you to the right of you? Yes, you, Deanne, are going to probably be able to tank those hits, but can the other characters be able to tank? We'll have to see that. Again, we have a lot of fairy supports that we got from this Eminence and Shadow collab, which could also help. Like if you use like Alpha. Alpha is super good at protecting you first turn, but we'll have to see how well this character will kind of thrive in the meta, you know? Because again, there's a lot of annoying characters out there that could punish you, your allies, instead of you. So we will have to see how well this character works, but it sounds interesting. Again, let me know, how do you feel about the festival being Deanne and King? Are you hyped? Are you excited? Again, a lot of people wanted like Bond or Elaine, but again, more buffs to fairies is always good for me, because I like the fairy team, and I think they could be a really fun team to use in PvP. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys like, subscribe again, and yeah, let me know how you feel. What do you think the new King and Deanne will do?